Already live. We ain't live at
Yeah,
5.
we're live right now.
We're live right now. Ain't no 5 about it. We here.
No.
We in the building.
Let me go
Yeah,
ahead
I just
and.
got I just got that broadcast invitation. I'm just gonna ignore it.
Alright, cool. Um, I'm gonna cut my volume down.
So, yeah, I'm gonna cut mine off too.
Yeah, this live stream we're gonna answer questions on everybody, but I got some more questions emailed to me, but me and James gonna be going over just like diet, your fucking water intake, your caffeine intake, all that. Just like diet,
All the do's and
your
don'ts
fucking
of
water
the
intake, your caffeine
world of
intake,
anxiety
all
and
that.
things that
Yeah,
definitely exacerbate it and make it worse, or things that make it better, and the do's and don'ts of the diet and liquid world of anxiety.
yeah.
'Cause it does play a role. A lot of people don't realize how big a role.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's dude, I've noticed. I've talked about this in a few live streams. Just how like eating whole foods in general, how you can't do it for one day and be like, oh, I didn't really feel nothing. Like you got to do it for
Yeah,
a
it's something you got to do for a couple weeks.
yeah, cause you got everything's got to balance back out, cause you still got
Man,
all
I swear
this.
though, I swear though, on that juicing, you can feel it that day.
Oh yeah, cause you get all that nutrition in right then.
Yeah, it's like it's going straight in.
Yeah, that shit. Because all you gotta think about it, when you're juicing raw vegetables, all that's like directly in your bloodstream. Like, then, let's see. Alright, let me go to, man, this is hard.
Were you looking for the questions?
No, I'm trying to fucking, I'm trying to get somewhere to hide on this game so I can find the questions.
Hide? I thought you was playing nigga FIFA. How you gonna hide in FIFA?
No, I'm playing Call of Duty now.
I got you. I'm about to say, what you gonna do?
Let me chill right here. These damn dogs, man. I got dogs fucking. Alright, back on. I'm gonna hide and just if I die, fuck it. Alright, where's my boy at? Where's my boy?
Rude boy.
Where's my boy? Where's my weak friend? Let's see, huh? Alright, we got him right here. Right here. I've got a few
Got him in
questions
the
for your
house.
next video. One is still considered as anxiety. If I don't have panic attacks or other physical symptoms, like shortness of breath, sweatiness, chest pain, or all the other classic anxiety symptoms, don't. Well, hold on. I gotta read this first because he's like mispronouncing stuff. All the other classic. Don't give me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I am anxious with my thoughts right now, having this. Then also, I wonder if it's your life takes medication or not. What's that got to do with anything? Also, I wanted to get your guys' opinion. When this first was bad, I was on medication. I was on 3 milligrams of Klonopin. I've been tapering down over the past 2 years. I can say my symptoms are not as bad as they used to be. I'm only on 1.25 milligrams of Klonopin. I am usually always anxious that when I'm tapering that my symptoms will come back strong and the Klonopin is just hiding everything. I feel like if I were to come back, it would have already came back since I've gone from 3 to 1.25. Now I know how I've improved. Thank for all y'all's help. Alright, so,
What's the
okay.
question? I'm confused. What's the question?
Alright, first we're gonna go over, he's scared that basically Klonopin is just hiding his symptoms. His medication is just hiding the symptoms. And, that when he comes all the way off of it, everything's gonna come back hard. I've had the same fucking fear. You know that.
Yeah, you can definitely speak to this world.
Yeah. Dude, I've noticed like you was on what did it say 3 milligrams of Klonopin, and now you're on 1.25. That's like you're good. You know, you've dropped down so much. If you would have had anything bad happen, it would have been going from 3 to 1 milligram. Like,
Yeah.
so now all you got to do is go from 1 milligram to nothing. Like, think about how much easier. Now you just got to drop 1 milligram. You already dropped 2, so you're just overthinking it.
For sure, and that's the thing though is you still gotta, in that fear, you gotta face that fear. You gotta be willing to and be okay with those feelings. You're still so scared of those feelings that you're bringing them back out of yourself. You have to become okay with the feelings of, the unrealness and all that, and fully accept that they're just symptoms of anxiety, and you gotta fully accept them, and you gotta be okay with them, because if not, you're gonna still be sitting there. You're gonna be like, "Oh, my symptoms gonna come back," and when you're worrying about symptoms coming back, of course they're gonna come back, because you're sitting there worrying yourself into making them come back. But if you're perfectly okay with it and you're not scared of it anymore, and you faced it, it's you don't care, just because you don't care if they come back, they'll never come back.
Yeah, exactly. And cause I've done the same thing with tapering down. I came off of 1 milligram to a half milligram to 0.25. Now I'm back on a half. But I've only been on it for like a year. But like, I know what you mean, cause I don't know. I guess you feel like that Klonopin is what keeps you grounded and stable. What little stableness you do have when you're in this shit. But
Yeah.
it's all about developing like once you develop the mindset. Like the other day I was telling James how I went outside and I felt super fucking anxious, man, and like I've already adapted this mindset of like fuck it. Like it's like I know I feel shitty, but I know I can get through it because I've got through days worse than this. So that's how you got to look at it. Like, oh man, I feel shitty today, but I felt shitty before and I got through them days, so fuck it. Like, I'm just gonna go through it. And once you truly say fuck it, and you actually develop that mindset of not being so scared of it, that's when your anxiety starts reducing. And because like
Yeah.
after I thought about that, like after I was like, dude, I'm good. I'll be good. I'll go
And
to
that's
work.
the
I'll get
thing.
distracted.
The more you deal with those feeling crazy and all that, the more times you put yourselves in situations in which are gonna, make you feel that way, the more times you're gonna realize that you put yourself in that situation and your biggest fear of that situation never happened, and it's like, oh well, I'm telling you, it's just your anxious mind creating these things that could happen, but 99.99999% of the time it never will come to fruition. Like, it's you have to learn how to fight that you have to learn how to fight that flight, not fight or flight. You have to learn how to fight your flight
Yeah.
mechanism again, because you have to reestablish that control of realizing, okay, my body's making me feel anxious because it thinks something's wrong. You have to tell yourself, anxiety is nothing but a warning system that your brain uses. It tells you go wrong up here. Something might be a threat, but you know better than that because you're a logical thinker. You have to reestablish your mind-body connection of trusting yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Something I talked to Justin last night for like a while, and we got on that subject of that mind-body connection, and man, that's so important. That's something that it's like you lose that when you start dealing with symptoms of real bad anxiety and depersonalization and stuff. You lose that confidence that you think this, then you're like, but is that really me thinking? Is that really, can I really do this? Can I really trust myself to be able to handle all this stuff? You have to reestablish that mind body, that if your mind's okay with it, if you look at something and say, I can do this, then you can do it.
yeah.
It's not oh, can I really do it? It's no, you have to get back used to thinking about it and doing it, not thinking about it and thinking about how it can not work and then not doing it. You just gotta think about it and do it. If there was something that was gonna happen, you would pick up on it.
Yeah. It's man.
That
It's
overwatch.
it's all about you assuming the future. That's what it all. It's what it all is. And if you can actually just stay in the moment, that's the key. Stay in the moment. Just stop fucking worrying about how long you're gonna have this. Stop worrying about this, because even with your medication, like you're like, oh man, like what if I come off of it? Like you're just thinking too far in the future, man. Just fucking stay in your body, come off the medicine. I've went days without it, and I was good. I mean, I was anxious because I was thinking about it, but man, it's
That's the thing. You're gonna be fine. I don't take anything. You
yeah,
know, I may still have I have bad days like everybody else does, and I'm still working through it. But you know, I'm not on anything. So, you know, is it possible to be I'm not on anything? Yes, it's completely possible.
yeah,
I mean, am I saying that, you know, medicine's a bad thing? Absolutely not. It's a great tool. I'm just
yeah,
saying that so far, you know, where I'm at, I'm not on it. Will I be on it in the future, or yes or no? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But you know, it's definitely all about that you know, fear of the future. You have to be willing. Pretty much what it comes down to is accepting life. Life's never going to be perfect. You're going to have days that are super shitty. You're going to have days that are good, and you have to just be willing to roll with the punches. You have to be willing to. Everyone has bad days. Bad things happen in life. It's life is all about adapt and overcome. And you have to be willing to accept that, because once you're willing to accept that, then it's no problem anymore for you to, you know, be able to overcome things.
yeah, yeah.
You have to be willing to feel bad, and you just have to do it enough times that you realize that, you know, feeling bad is not going to kill you. And you know, I know it feels like it will in the depersonalization sense. It feels like you're going to die or go crazy or something, or panic, whatever. Or with anxiety, you know, it feels crazy. But once you realize that that's just a feeling, feelings can't kill you. Yeah, it can make for a shitty day, but in once you realize that, you know, some days are going to be shitty, and you get used to having a shitty day every now and then, and you realize that you can handle it, then just attack life and accept that, you know, some days are going to be bad. Don't try to
Yeah.
make every day perfect. That's what people dealing with this often forget. They think every day is supposed to be perfect. That's
Yeah.
not true at all. Like people don't have perfect lives. You know, it's not that doesn't happen. Not every day is perfect. Most days are rough. You have to accept that most days are going to be hard. You're going to have some good ones.
Yeah, and man, I've adapted this new thing where it's like I've almost came to terms with having shitty days. Like I almost like I don't know, man. It's like I don't look forward to shitty days, but I'm open to them because that's
Yeah,
where I
you
learn.
don't let a you don't let a shitty day overtake you.
Yeah, because that's where I learn from what
That's
I
the
need.
key. That's the key.
Yeah, like whenever I have a shitty day, it's like okay, now I'm gonna pay attention and figure out what I need to do and actually practice some of these techniques I have and see how I can
Yeah,
get back grounded.
shitty days are almost a blessing, because it allows you to face fears and overcome things that are going to give you more confidence in the future.
Yeah, because like there's been so many days where I've just been like stuck in like not it wasn't a shitty day, but it wasn't a good day. Like I was just stuck in this mellow tone, and I couldn't really face the fears because I wasn't actually facing them. But now that I have
Yeah, you
those
want to actually
days,
feel.
yeah. But when I do have the
Yeah,
days
and
where I feel fucking weird and shit, I can actually face them and figure out what I need to do to fix it.
exactly. And also the like I was saying earlier, is, you know, anxiety, depersonalization, panic are a lot like going to the gym. If you're not uncomfortable, then you're not making any progress.
Yeah.
That's what people think. People think that dealing with this is going to be an easy road, and that there's some way that they can just do a little bit at a time, and one day they'll feel better, even though they never push themselves. That's not true. There's
Yeah.
going to be days where you're ready to cry and curl up in a ball and just not get up, because it's going to beat you down sometimes. And those are
Yeah.
the days that you get to make the most progress, because the days you realize that you still have legs and you can stand back up, metaphorically, is
Yeah.
the days you make the most progress. Because, like I said, it's with anxiety a lot like going to the gym. If you're not in a situation that's making you highly uncomfortable, then you're not making progress and facing your fears and facing uncomfortable situations, because that's just how it works. If you're not uncomfortable, you're not making progress.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Yep.
I mean, it's as simple as that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's hard to tell somebody that's deep in it right now, but like, you will get to a point where you can push a little bit more. Like, when I first
Yeah,
started, I was so scared to push because I didn't know my limit, but now I know that I don't really have a limit. Like, now I know that it truly will not kill you, and like, I
yeah.
truly know that I'm not gonna go insane.
I actually came up with a theory the other day called it sounds funny, but it's called false cliffs. Like it's people thinking, and this is everybody that deals with this, most people that I've noticed, even especially myself, is you think that you put yourself out there and you're like, I feel this bad. If I go out and push myself and push my limits, like I'm scared that if I push this, then I'm gonna totally fall off this cliff, and one of these fears that are my worst fear, whatever, whether it's going crazy or dying or having a heart attack, something is gonna happen if I push it. But a lot of times those edges that you've developed in your mind where you think that I can't push past here because this is the edge. A lot of
Yeah.
times that's just a figment of your imagination. Your edge is 10 miles further out, and you're never going to get that far to where you totally mentally break. But you've conditioned yourself to believe that if you just take this one more step, then something bad's going to happen. But you have to be willing to push that, because this edge that you've created is just part of your imagination.
Yeah.
It's not a real edge, and I can tell you personally that I've done that, because I've always been so scared to push this envelope. You get in those situations where you're like, I just can't go any further. I just can't. I feel like I'm about to totally go crazy or something. And then all of a sudden you push a little further, you push way further, and you realize you're like, I'm still good,
Yeah.
and you push way past what you even thought was possible. And that's true for the human mind and the human body. And people, you think you're going to break, but it's just this false place that you created in your mind that's your limit. But truly, you really don't have a limit.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, it's always like, oh man, I'm scared if I fucking, I'm scared I'm just gonna lose it all. But once you truly say fuck it, like I truly know now. I truly know that it's not gonna kill me. I truly know that I will get better and I'll get over it because I've made so much progress. Like, I've
Yep.
felt reality and I've felt real and I've felt like, once you feel it, like, you're probably in it right now. I don't care if you've been in it for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. Like, you can still change tomorrow. That's like what I tell
Yep.
everybody that emails me. Like, dude, usually I don't like. I know here recently people email me and I'm like real short sometimes because I'm busy all the time. And it's like, I'll just give you some short tip, like, tomorrow's a new day. That's what I stress everybody. Like, tomorrow's a new day. Be sure to change the shit tomorrow. Because no matter how long you've dealt with it, tomorrow you can fucking come up with a new fucking theory. Like,
Yep.
it's just how
And
I
that,
look
and
at
that's
it.
and that's the thing too, though, man, is taking it a day at a time and realizing that you, you know, all it takes is one day, and there's nothing more powerful than a changed mind. Like, literally all depersonalization is, once you face those fears, is once you put your foot in the ground and you're like, I'm never letting this bother me again. I'm never letting this control my life again. And I'm never going to let fear make my decisions for me ever again. Then all of a sudden it's gone,
Yeah,
and it's over with.
yeah. Yeah. You just gotta keep pushing, man. But like, that's what I was saying. Like, those bad days that's what you need. That's what you need to start.
You got any next questions?
Yeah. Well, let's go over that other one he had. He says that Okay, so what he was saying is it still all right? He thinks it's not anxiety because he doesn't have panic attacks and he doesn't have physical symptoms, and that's just like me. Like, yes, it's anxiety, dude, uh, because no matter like the anxiety's all different shit. Like, I don't have physical symptoms either. I don't have panic
Yeah,
attacks.
yeah. I haven't had a panic attack in forever. I mean, but seriously, like I haven't had a pounding heart or a lump in my throat or sweaty hands or anything like that, except for when I drink too much caffeine. But and that's normal. But I haven't
Yeah,
had that related to anxiety in forever.
yeah,
But my mind's still doing flips and running around anxiously.
yeah. Like man, the biggest thing on that is you have to stop listening to what everybody categorizes as anxiety. Like, just because,
Anxiety
and
has many faces.
yeah, like just because anxiety to most people around here is, oh no, I can't catch my breath. I'm worried about the test tomorrow. Like, there's so many, like stress and anxiety, man. It can cause all kind of shit. Like, it can cause like, really, honestly, to me, what depersonalization is heavy, heavy, heavy brain fog. Like, that's what it is to me. It's like your mind's so fucking exhausted, you can't remember shit. You don't remember what it felt like to see shit normally. You feel like, anyway, but like you still ain't accepted it. That's all it is. That's literally all. That's what you're just telling me what your problem is. You haven't accepted it. You still don't think it's
You haven't
anxiety.
accepted that it's only anxiety, and that's exactly what it is. And you're literally worrying about what it is, and that worry is what it is.
Yeah. You worrying is
You're
what's causing your
you're it's what's causing your worrying. It's
yeah.
you're perpetuating a never-ending cycle that you have to break by becoming okay with it.
Yeah, and it's hard to do. Like, I'm not sitting here saying like I
Oh,
don't do that.
no, exactly.
Like, man, but I mean, it's fuck, dude. It's something you got to learn. I mean, you haven't accepted anxiety,
It's a
and
marathon, not a sprint.
I still have days where I see something and I'm like, shit. What if that played effect? Like, I still have days where I'm like, man, I don't know. Like, I just have weird thoughts sometimes. I'm like, man, I camped a lot before I got this. What if, like, I got some Lyme disease or something? Something like that. And
Hmm.
but like, you have to fully, like, anxiety's not just physical. So anxiety can do all kind of shit. So it's what,
Anxiety, panic is physical
yeah,
and mental. Anxiety is mental.
yeah, yeah,
It's worry. It's fear. Anxiety equals fear. That's all it is. Anxiety is fear.
yeah,
There's and anxiety is and fear is an emotion. It's not something that can hurt you. It's not an illness. It's an emotion.
yeah. Let's see here. I don't know if I got any more. I know we answered just about all of them on that last one.
Let's go. We're gonna get into diet and all that stuff.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and start talking about that until if somebody pops in, we'll answer their questions.
All right. You want me to start or you want to start?
Yeah, you can just go ahead and what you want, I'll add to it.
All right, I'm going to talk a little bit about how important it is to eat regularly. I'm talking about like eating regularly and not waiting till halfway through the day to eat, not, eating
Yeah,
once a day, eating regular meal, at least 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And if possible, you know, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and maybe a little snack, in between each meal halfway. Um, this is this is so important. I've never had a problem with this until today. I haven't eaten much the past few days. My stomach's been bothering me, and man, I felt with not eating, I felt almost manic today. Like all my blood sugar was so out of whack, and that's what eating constantly does. I'm not saying eat tons, but eating in regular intervals and not taking too much time in between meals keeps your blood sugar regulated as long as you're eating the right foods, and keeps you from having those spikes and drops um, in your blood sugar levels. But man, my blood sugar must have been so low because man, I was practically just freaking out. Like, man, I felt so weird. I wasn't freaking out. I mean, I wasn't none of that, but it was like I felt bad, and
Yeah.
I noticed that my mind was racing and I felt off real bad, and it was definitely from not eating and keeping those blood sugar levels and eating regularly healthy foods is imperative to, you know, good brain function and not keeping your anxiety levels too high and all that kind of stuff. It helps. It definitely helps keep you level. You eat regularly and stay away from caffeine in high amounts, and especially stay away from caffeine in high amounts you when you haven't eaten. Is a
Yeah.
huge mistake. I have migraines, and yesterday with my migraine medicine, I mean with my headache medicine, I drank a cup of coffee because caffeine helps migraines so much, and I did this, and oh my God, I hadn't eaten anything all day, and I swear I have not felt so anxious in years. Like, dude, I'm telling you, my legs, that caffeine was so hard on me, my legs were shaking,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it, dude, it was bad. Like, man, I couldn't, like, I was almost stuttering. It had me so jacked up, and man, I felt almost uncoordinated. I was so jacked up on that caffeine. And like I said, I've drank before, and as long as I have plenty of food in my system, it doesn't bother me. But man, I drank that cup. Normally I only drink like a quarter of a cup with my headache medicine. For some reason, I just drank the whole cup. And I'll be damned if a little while later, since I hadn't eaten, man, and it lasted for like 6 or 7 hours. It was crazy.
Yeah. You know, while we're on that real quick, I'm finna throw me a hog leg in.
The whole dog in there.
Man, you know how we do it over here, man. Look, you never know what you're gonna get over here on these channels, man. I might be playing a video game, but I'm gonna pack a dip with y'all. All right, so I don't know if I ever told anybody this. I know I've told you, James, but like, so when all this started, I had a couple of like, I wouldn't say anxiety attacks, but like anxious periods where I was kind of freaking out and I felt anxious as hell and I kind of felt out of my body. Like whenever, so we all, like most of y'all know that I had these anxiety attacks where I would feel like, I wouldn't feel DP, I would feel like DR more, because derealization is a common symptom of anxiety. Like I've read a lot of people's stories that dealt with anxiety attacks that had derealization in it, and you would just feel kind of spaced out and like, I don't know, you just feel like you're not here and shit looks a little off. But that's just like a so high amount of stress and anxiety at that moment. Some people deal with that, some people don't. But anyway, this one specific day, me and my buddy, we went to the gym late at night, and I took this pre-workout. Fuck, dude, I don't remember the name of it. But, dude, I swore that pre-workout fucked me up. Like, I swore that was the cause of everything. Like, I remember writing that pre-workout down, and I was, like, fucking on a mission, dude. I was gonna kill the fucking owners. Like, dude, it was, like, because I took, like, two. You're supposed to take one scoop. I took 2 scoops, which is a fuck ton of anxiety. I mean, yeah, anxiety. Caffeine. I took it. Man, I was going through my workout and I was feeling weird, man. Like, I don't know. I was just feeling anxious, kind of like I usually do, kind of out of it. But I was like, man, I feel weird as fuck. Well, the next day, I don't remember how it happened with the brain fog and all that, but I just felt anxious and weird and off. And then I remember, so also doing this, so I'm eating shitty. I'm taking this pre-workout, dude, that is, I don't care what nobody says, pre-workout is not good for you. You're getting so much caffeine in one dose and chugging it. Dude, I don't give a shit what nobody says. That shit is terrible for you. And I was doing that every day before every workout, drinking fucking caffeine. I didn't drink like Cokes and energy drinks, but I drank tea and shit all day, every day. And drinking shitty, working construction, not getting enough sleep. Like, no wonder this happened to me, right? So, I remember working construction, and this was like hardcore construction. Like, I was putting a metal roof, tearing a metal roof off, putting a new metal roof on. And it was like, dude, the heat index was like 1 fucking 15, and I'm on this metal roof, and I remember,
Right.
yeah, dude, I'm just baking up here. Haven't drank any water really, just fucking dehydrated as fuck. And keep in mind, this night before, I got like an hour of sleep. So, dude, I know why this happened. I had too much stress on my brain. Like, there was just too much going on. And anyway, but like, getting back to the story, well, that next day I woke up and I was just, from that point on, I felt weird as fuck, and then it kind of led into my DP. It was like an anxiety attack that enlarged the DP, or like made it more vivid. But that caffeine that day, just, man, dude, it fucking made me feel weird. Like, stay away from pre-workouts. Anybody that's watching this, stay away from fucking pre-workouts. Caffeine. If you can quit caffeine, quit it. The shit, like, it's just fucking liquid anxiety.
Liquid stress.
Yeah.
It's liquid stress.
Yeah, it's liquid stress.
That is a scientific fact.
Yeah.
It is causes the same amount of increase in adrenaline that stress does. And people don't understand that. You gotta chill out with the caffeine. Cause I mean, like I told you, dude, my first bad panic attack that ended up leading to all this down, this isn't when my DP started, but it's what ended up leading to it, what ended up leading to, panic attacks, panic disorder, stuff like that. It was that one day, man, I got like 45 minutes of sleep.
Oh yeah, you went to work.
I'd been up all night, I only got like 45 minutes of sleep. I woke up, chugged a Red Bull, one of those massive ones, and threw in a giant dip. Had been at work for a few hours, and had no sleep. Kept on dipping. Got to lunch, drank me a gigantic glass of sweet tea, and man, all of a sudden, it's like all that caffeine hit me at one time, and dude, I'm telling you, the nicotine mixed with the caffeine mixed with the no sleep, it was just a perfect disaster. My body couldn't take it, and it overflowed that adrenaline and gave me a panic attack. And for years, I didn't understand. I was like, I just had this panic attack out of nowhere, so that means in my mind, it was out of nowhere. This happened, and there was no reason for it to happen, so clearly there's something wrong with me. This is happening when nothing's wrong. And not till, years later did I sit back and dissect what happened. And I was like, no wonder I freaked out. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus, I was destroying my body, and it felt like it was out of nowhere. But in reality, it was just a ticking time bomb that was going to happen because I wasn't taking care of my body.
And don't get me
Now I
wrong,
know.
there's people that can do that. I know people that drink Monsters every day, like a few of them, and don't have anxiety.
Oh yeah. Oh well, yeah. And I'm not saying anything against it. I used to be able to do that all the time.
Yeah.
But that's the thing though. Once I started not getting sleep regularly, I never got good sleep regularly. I had problems. I was underneath a lot of stress. I was working. I was, drinking too much, hanging out too much, and it just all caught up with me, man.
Yeah,
It will eventually catch up with you.
and I think one of the biggest questions is like, why does this not happen to this people? Like, that's the same thing with caffeine and all that shit. Like, some people have a tolerance. Like, my mom's the same way. Like, we're the same way. My mom's anxious as fuck. She can't drink caffeine, really.
That's how my mom is. She can't drink any caffeine. Well, see, this is the difference between me. Caffeine may make me jittery and anxious, but I can still sleep. My mom can't sleep.
Yeah, I can't either. But I got trouble sleeping anyway. But,
The shit will catch. I mean, but you're right. People have tolerances.